Home Minister Amit Shah will arrive in Srinagar today for a three-day visit to Jammu and Kashmir amid heightened security following a spate of targeted civilian killings in the Union territory in recent weeks. This will be the Union Minister's first visit to the Union territory since its formation following the scrapping of Article 370 on August 5, 2019. The recent spate of killings has forced officials to strengthen the security to cover and fortify a 20-kilometer radius around Raj Bhavan on Gupkar Road, where Amit Shah will be camping for 3 days. The visit comes at a time when the Union territory is spooked with the targeted killings of civilians, most of whom are from minority communities, and heightened terrorism by Pakistan-backed outfits. 11 civilians, including migrant laborers especially, were killed this month. As per the tentative schedule, Amit Shah will inaugurate a direct flight between Srinagar and Sharjah on the first day of his visit. Announcement about this was made last month by the Civil Aviation Minister, and it will be a direct flight between Srinagar and Sharjah. The Air Force has launched a massive rescue operation in Uttarakhand's Lamkhaga Pass at an altitude of 17,000 feet, where 17 trekkers, including tourists, porters, and guides, lost their way on October 18th due to heavy snowfall and inclement weather. 11 bodies have been recovered so far for the area leading to the Lamkhaga Pass, one of the most treacherous passes connecting with Kinnaur district in Himachal Pradesh with Harsil in Uttarakhand. The Indian Air Force responded to an SOS call made by authorities on October 20th and deployed 2 advanced light helicopter choppers to reach Harsil, a tourist hill station in the state. The search and rescue began on October 28th with 3 personnel of the National Disaster Response Force on board the ALH craft at its maximum permissible altitude of 19,500 feet in the afternoon. The next day, an ALH was airborne again at first light with State Disaster Response Force personnel on board who were finally able to locate 2 rescue sites. It inducted the rescue team at an altitude of 15,700 feet where 4 bodies were found. India reported 16,326 new COVID-19 cases and 666 deaths in the past 24 hours. The number of daily deaths increased after Kerala revised data to add 292 fatalities from previous period. Active cases have declined to 1.73 lakh, the lowest in the last 233 days. Daily COVID deaths have spiked today after Kerala added 292 fatalities from earlier period. Minus that, the southern state reported 271 deaths in the past 24 hours. India has reported over 4.53 lakh COVID-19 deaths since the pandemic began. Daily cases remains well below 50,000 for 118 consecutive days and 30,000 for 29 consecutive days. Red flags have been raised, though, over a spurt in cases in Bengal following Durga Puja celebrations. Cases have increased from 451 to 833 in just a 7-day period. Experts are particularly concerned because several of the new cases are asymptomatic, suggesting more may be infected over the past 24 hours in the state. Y.S. Sharmila, daughter of undivided Andhra Pradesh's late Chief Minister Y.S. Rajashekhar Reddy, has set off on a 4,000-kilometer foot march across Telangana, just like her father did in 2003, and became Chief Minister the following year. Sharmila, who is 47 years old, started her yatra on Wednesday and intends to cover 12 to 15 kilometers every day over the next year in her mission to unseat the ruling Telangana Rashtra Samiti from power. Sharmila, who had launched the YSR Telangana party on July 8th, the birth anniversary of her father, has alleged that only Chief Minister K. Chandrasekhar Rao's family has benefited from the formation of Telangana. She says 7,000 farmers have died by suicide in the last 7 years, that many have lost their jobs, and around 1.90 lakh jobs that were to be notified never happened. The YSR Telangana party leader had taken a 3,000-kilometer foot march in 2013 when her brother Jagan Mohan Reddy was in jail. His party, the YSR Congress, which is in power in neighbouring Andhra Pradesh, however, has distanced itself from the political activity of Y.S. Sharmila. Sharmila, however, has found backing of her mother, who in fact flagged off the foot march on October 20th and also appealed to the public to support Sharmila as a daughter of Telangana. A statistical analysis conducted by Mumbai's International Institute for Population Studies shows that life expectancy in India has dropped by roughly 2 years due to COVID-19 pandemic. According to IIPS Assistant Professor Suryakant Yadav, the life expectancy at birth for men and women has declined from 69.5 years and 72 years in 2019 to 67.5 years and 69.8 respectively in 2020. Life expectancy at birth is defined as the average number of years that a newborn is expected to live if the mortality pattern during their birth remains constant in the future.